Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go!
Athletes aren't built during the season, they're built here in the off season, where real progress happens. At the Den Sports Performance and Agility Center, they don't just train, they develop. For athletes ages 13 to 17, they offer team packages and individual group training with up to 5 weekly sessions of your choice of dryland or strength-focused work. Every program blends strength, agility, balance, mobility, speed, and recovery with a focus on durability that most programs overlook. Because showing up on game day means staying strong all season. Every session is coached by a certified speed and strength specialist and focused on long-term athletic success, not quick fixes. Flexible programming, real results. The Den Sports Performance and Agility Center is where serious athletes level up. Book your spot now at thedenyqr.ca. All right, Andy, before we get to the numbers of the games coming up here, John Harbaugh, New York Giants, that's a nice hiring right there.
Yeah, expected. I think expected. Leader in the clubhouse pretty much since the start. It's a good landing spot for Harbaugh because to me it was about this, Ballsy. If you're Harbaugh, you get the pick of the litter. He wasn't like selling himself. Teams had to sell themselves to him, right? And if you're the Giants, what was your argument? Look, we got a young, hot start franchise QB, long as he stops getting hit in the head, those concussions, right? Yeah. But I got a star QB. I got a young wide receiver to go with him. I got a good defense. We can fix that offensive line up nice, and we'll get a running back somewhere along the way too. You got the pieces there in a prime city location, 5-year deal, getting whatever he wants with his assistants. I think he's in a good spot.
So Tomlin's done with Pittsburgh. Does Stefanski end up there? Like, I think they should go offense. I think they should go with an offensive coach.
Totally agree. You have to. Tomlin was like the Steelers. Ballsy were in purgatory forever, right? They were always like just good enough to not be bad enough. Like, okay, you win a division here because the division, you finish over 5, you squeak into the wild. No, you're not going anywhere. They have not come up for a franchise that their fan base wearing around their pea yellow towels all the time and cheering Renegade and all that crap. For that they're so cocky. You haven't had a quarterback for 2 years since the end of, since when Big Ben was even playing. He was toast for 2 years in that. You haven't done anything. You kept going for retreads. Figure out your quarterback situation. So I totally agree. You need to go offensive mind. Look, who would have thought at the beginning of the year that that there'd be 3 head coaching changes in the AFC North and that Zach Taylor would be the one to survive?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, let's get to the games this weekend here, Andy. Let's start Saturday. I mean, Denver's got home field advantage. They've got a really good defense, but I always go with the team with the better quarterback. Now, is Superman really nicked up after that Jags game, or does he have enough? I'm going with Josh Allen over Bo Nix. I'm going Buffalo Bills over the Denver Broncos. What's the spread in that game? I don't even know what the spread in that game is.
1.5 for Denver.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
pick 'em.
Basically a pick 'em game. I'm going Buffalo. Denver hasn't been yes, they've won, but they're not that impressive of a 14-3 team. I'm going Buffalo.
You got Sean Payton coaching. Josh Allen's the wild card. I think the Broncos are better distributed. Like, the thing is with Buffalo, it's Josh Allen. Then it's Josh Allen again, and then it's James Cook. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's been working. My pick at the start of the year was Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl. I'm wrong on one. I would like the Bills to keep going so I can be right. I'm just getting a bit of a hunch that it's going to be the Broncos. If we're looking at the payouts, it's not great because it's so close, so it kind of washes each other a little bit. If you're going the better value, the better value is Denver to cover the 1.5. Like, if you think they're going to win, they're probably going to win by 3, right? Yeah. A field goal. So you take Denver there. Prop plays though. Yeah, I think we double up. I think we do a double Buffalo here, make it a little bit. We go anytime touchdown Josh Allen, anytime touchdown James Cook. Best running offense in the league.
Yep.
That's all they got. So
I agree.
I think you go with that. You might want to look closer to game day what the props are for a Khalil Shakir over under receptions. I wouldn't get too cute on that, but that's something you could consider as well.
Bo Nix, over or under a touchdown and a half?
2, the Bills defense. You know what? I'm thinking over 1.5.
Yeah,
and you know what surprised me, Ballsy? Because my original prop was going to be both over 1.5. Then I looked, and Josh Allen has not been throwing a lot of touchdowns. He's been running them in. So I don't want to place a Josh Allen prop throwing touchdown bet.
So Josh Allen doesn't have to compete with Burrow or Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes.
This is it.
If they don't win, does Sean McDermott get fired?
Wow. Be a late entry to that
into the sweepstakes. Yeah.
So here's what you got to think if you're the Buffalo Bills at this point. Now, should he if they lose in this case? Probably. But you're late to the game. Like, you could have, if you were out early, like, I think Buffalo could have had a save for John Harbaugh with Josh Allen, right? So who are you going to get if you're Buffalo?
Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. Now hear me out before you blow gas. Before you blow gas because you're a Browns fan. Mike Tomlin won with Bill Cowher's quarterback. Like he won with the 2004 Ben Roethlisberger when he had a franchise quarterback that was still at his peak. Mike Tomlin is not a horrible coach. If he comes in with a Josh Allen, I think that would be they're talking about him taking a year off, but I could see Mike Tomlin fitting in Buffalo, that kind of guy, blue collar.
That's a very interesting option. And you're right, Mike Tomlin, people like he didn't win anything. Granted, but look at the roster for those Steelers since Ben Roethlisberger. They would have been toilet if it wasn't for Mike Tomlin. Now, here's the interesting part, though, Ballsy. Now, Mike Tomlin is rumored to, have a lucrative TV deal, take a year off. And Pittsburgh owns his rights till 2027. So you have to trade with the Steelers. Not impossible, not unprecedented, but you'd have to trade with the Steelers to do it. I just wonder if you're Buffalo, if let's say that's off the table, you don't want to do that. Who are you getting? You getting weird Mike McDaniel? I don't like that. You getting young coordinator guy for a team that's supposed to have a Super Bowl window open? Is Mike McCarthy an option?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, the options might be a little too slim, and maybe they say, well, better the devil you know, and we'll roll with this.
Well, Mike McCarthy's a Pennsylvania guy. I could see him going to Pittsburgh to take over their offensive guy.
Could be great. We poke fun of him game management, but you look at the guy's record.
Yeah,
the guy wins.
Super Bowl. Okay, San Francisco, Seattle. No George Kittle, but now looks like Darnold's trying to poo-poo, trying to slough off an oblique injury. So I'm not sure where you're leaning on that one. Here's what I said to John Ryan earlier this week, okay, the former Seahawks championship punter. I think it's going to be the formula that Seattle has had. Seattle kind of mucks it up early on, and then they pull away at the end. So I could see like a 24-10 Seattle Seahawks win in this game.
Well, I think we look back to Week 18 and look at the formula. Seahawks beat them 13-3 to take the number 1 seed, right? And Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over, and look what Clint Kubiak did to ensure that. You saw just above a 5-yard per completion. Dink and dunk, and don't care about it for Sam Darnold. You got to keep Sam Darnold in a place where he doesn't turn into Sam Darnold, right? Where he doesn't turn into, he doesn't remember his Jets days. You dink and dunk, and you run heavy the ball. And then use that defense to go up against a super one-dimensional 49ers offense. Like, it's again, Christian McCaffrey's going to get his. Who else without George Kittle? Juwan Jennings is a guy.
Yeah.
Who's your other? Yeah. There's not a lot of options. So I see it lower. 44.5. I'm taking the under in that.
Yes.
I'll take the under. And 7 points, divisional team rivalry. I don't know. I think I'll take, straight up, I would take this Seahawks to win. I think the 49ers cover, though. Those division games, they can be tight even if you're injured.
I agree with that. Okay, let's go to Sunday's games. Got the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. I am not sold on the Texans' offense. I'm not. But then again, their defense is unbelievable. It kind of has that Chicago Bears 85 feel to it, the way that they can just suffocate you. But I have a tough time wrapping my head around the fact that Drake May is going to be in the AFC Championship game in his first year in the playoffs. How do you have this one shaken down?
Boy, man, this is tough. I think it comes down to very simply what the Texans did to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you look at the formula. They cannot keep up if Drake May and the Patriots start scoring points. They can't. That offense, Nico Collins is banged up, can't do it. Running game mid, but can they get there? What you want, if you're a Texans fan or better, is look at that score. It was 30-6. You think, oh, blow. No, it was 7-6 into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They grind you down. And so if this game, Ballsy, is fourth quarter and we see it like a 7-6, 10-9, Houston's winning that game. But if you're the Patriots and you jump up and you're up 10-3, 14, you're up by a little bit and they have to play catch up, that's when you can start making some mistakes. So I'm going Vrabel versus Ryans. Oh my gosh. It's one of those games, quite honestly, I probably wouldn't bet on directly as part of a parlay. On its own, I'm going to say the Texans because of value. I'm getting plus 142 for a straight-up Texans win. Also, if you think they'll lose by less than 3, which is a bit dicey, you get plus 100. In that case, you might as well go money line. So I'll say Texans plus 142. I would not be surprised the other way. I would also put, depending on your sports book, sometimes you can bet on these or not, if there's if Drake May throws an interception prop is available, I would take that with this defense.
Okay, awesome. That's great. I like that one, man. And I feel like that one is the AFC Championship game right there. Like, I think whoever wins that game wins the AFC Championship game. That's how I feel. Even though I'm not
Buffalo gets there.
Yeah, unless football, and I'm cheering for Josh Allen now for sure.
Ballsy, we could see a total change of the guard. You could have Bo Nix, Drake May, totally new pitcher.
Yeah,
it would be a little refreshing. It'd be different.
I'd like to see it, and that's kind of what I'm Like, in a way, I don't want to see Buffalo, New England, because we've already seen that twice this year. I don't need to see it in the championship, and I don't need to see Rams and Seahawks because I've seen that 2 times as well. I don't need to see it a third time. But okay, so the last game, the Rams go into Chicago to play the Bears. I've been waiting for the Bears to prove to me they're a mirage all season, just like I've been waiting for the Patriots to prove to me they're a mirage all season. But what a difference coaching makes. Caleb Williams looks like a superstar. He made some 2 passes in that game that'll go down in Bears playoff history. I don't know. When I look at this game, what's the spread in this game?
3.5 for the visiting Rams.
See, I don't like that. I haven't been sold on the Rams in the last 3 weeks. I think they've been mostly junk. They barely got by Carolina, and it's a lot colder in Chicago than Carolina. I think it's supposed to be like 15 Fahrenheit.
Well, yeah, it's frigid. And Ballsy, I think that's before the wind.
Yeah, so I got the Bears in this one, and it'll be a gross game. It could be like 13-10, 14-10. That's how I think Chicago win. That's how I feel it goes.
That's why I am smashing. And when you see this, people, when you're watching this, keep watching, then go to whatever betting device and smash the under. 48.5, Ballsy. In those temperatures?
Never.
Get out of here.
Never.
No way.
Unless, Andy, I will say this, Vegas is not stupid. So there's one thing, though, and my son has told me this playing defense. You don't like you do have to tackle, but you don't necessarily like contact in cold weather. Like they're human. So Vegas could be on to I agree with you, but Vegas could be on to something, right?
They're always so sneaky. It'll be like 35-30, and we'll be like, you stinky.
Yeah.
But in any case, I'm taking the under anyway. I've done some research. McVay and Stafford are both 500 when playing in temperatures at or below freezing.
Okay.
So not really any information, but just as a bit of info, it will be the coldest game Sean McVay has ever coached in. The Bears, look, they now have the confidence that they're never out of a game. You scored 25 fourth quarter points, and the Packers aren't scrubs.
Yeah,
they're not scrubs.
Yeah,
you do that. You have the confidence of anything. But the Rams have been there, done that. They know what to do, and that's the other situation. But Vegas is teasing us. There's a lot of value. If you think the Bears, you're getting plus 164 straight up, or to cover that 3.5, which I also like, minus 102. I personally would do under the 48.5 and go straight up Bears at plus 164 because I do think it's going to be close. Wouldn't surprise me if the Rams won. They've won the Super Bowl. But
is there any player prop bets you like there? Like a windy game, a cold game, like passing totals interest me.
Boy, let's take a little peeksy here on that one. We got Matthew Stafford. We're getting, I don't like these Ballsy. Over 270 yards is minus 105. You have to hit. He has to go over 280 yards in the air to get into plus money. I don't love that. Caleb Williams, plus 220. He has to go over 220 yards, minus 113. 230, 113. I don't like that.
How about anytime touchdown? How about anytime touchdown?
Ugh, boy, this is, man. It's dicey here, man. Like TD scores. Okay, let's see. You got your usual suspects. Funny enough, Davante Adams is a lower minus 130, and Puka Nakua's minus 125, which is curious.
I like that. I think Davante Adams with his hamstring, and he's just a brittle guy. I think he will. I think we won't see much of Davante Adams. I think he'll just be like a frozen mannequin out there.
It might. You might be right. I like the two running backs. Chicago runs the ball more than anybody. Give me a DeAndre Swift anytime touchdown plus 145, and it's cold. Give me a Kyron Williams plus 135. You can double up both sides of the ball anytime touchdown. I think that makes a lot of sense, and you're plus money for both of those. So you match those together. It's not bad.
And one other one I want you to check for me quickly. What's the one emerging tight end security blanket is Loveland, I believe is his name, from the Bears?
Right.
What is his receiving total? Because I think he's going to play a factor in this game.
Yeah, I always get nervous when you have more than one tight end. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like
it makes sense. Receiving prop for Mr. Loveland. Nice rookie season for him.
Yeah.
60 yards or more, 108. Minus 108.
That's not really that juicy.
No. You know what, Ballsy? If you want to go that route when you get numbers like that, then you want to put it in a game like this. To me, I like putting it in a safe parlay. So let's say I would pick, Puka Nakua, 100+ yards is minus 114. That's insane.
Yeah.
But let's say if we played safe, we'd say, okay, I think Puka's going to get 70.
Yeah.
I think Loveland's going to get
40.
Let's say 40. Yup. I think Odunze is going to get 15 plus, and I think who do we like? Do you want Adams or Davante Adams? Who do we like?
Who else?
Odunze.
Yeah, Odunze.
15 for Odunze.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it's still not great.
I just think that one's a gross game all the way around.
It's still not great.
That's going to be a gross game. That will be a gross game.
Oh, wait, I didn't pick the Loveland one. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, we're in the plus. Plus 122.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Okay. It's
not bad.
It's safer. It's a bit safer. Actually, I'm going to go 60 for.
Yeah, you're not going to retire on it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's
going
to be something to watch.
If you map those in with, let's say, a Bears pick overall and an over/under,
yeah,
you're gonna have to finesse it a little bit to make it worth your while. But what I'm saying is, for games like that, you can do safer. You can do larger amounts of safer options to then build up your ticket rather than taking a swing on one big bet.
Do you bet individual when you get to the playoffs? If you bet responsibly, obviously, do you bet like individual games? Like, would you bet just have your one bet for the Denver game and one bet for that game and one bet for that game and one bet for that game, or do you put them all together on a ticket? Somehow?
I do all of the above. So what I do, I'll do like separate ones for each. Maybe I'll do a separate win bet or a separate same game parlay, then the other one, and then usually if I'm confident, then I'll just do one, blend them all together. Why not, right?
Yeah, what the hell,
or mix and match, and then we get our you do that, then you pour out the good whiskey for a little sip after, right?
So you take a picture of yourself having a whiskey, and I'll take a picture of myself because this is whiskey business, okay?
Yeah, I love it, whiskey business, and you know what? We'll see if we're drinking happy or whatever.
And where can they get a hold of you for more betting advice?
Oh, well, get at me on X at AndyMC81, at SickPodBrowns, Instagram and TikTok at AndyMCSports. Live Sunday, The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara on YouTube. Get me live there and check out all my writing on the sporting news. And I post all the links on all my socials, so check those out.
So, man, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, Andy.
Thanks, buddy. See ya.